What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leaveittobeav. You know we back, and it's gonna get right. It's July 19th, and these are the breaks.
These are the breaks. You know what it is.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leaveittobeav, and you already know what time it is. These are the breaks. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and jump straight into it. We're gonna go ahead and start with our NFL breakdown. And let's just talk about a few things that's been going on in the NFL. And one thing that's kind of been on my mind is starting with this running back issue. Now, you're probably thinking, what's the issue with the running backs? It's a big issue going on. And it's been known from time to time how running backs are technically, can be used and abused and basically thrown away as a toy, right? Just like in Toy Stories, when you're done, you just throw them to the side. It's a system that's broken. If you haven't known, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, and Saquon Barkley are the three running backs that at the time, right, was not signed. Saquon Barkley is still not signed, so it's Josh Jacobs, but Tony Pollard went ahead and signed that franchise tag. Saquon came back, was like, it is what it is. Now, you're probably thinking, why is he so frustrated? It's frustrating to him because his payday is not going to arrive. Now, we do know Barkley necessarily had injuries before and things like that, but we got to kind of lay down this timetable in which running backs are being valued. Running backs are kind of being valued in elements as such. I can go get a running back in the 4th, 5th, or 6th or 7th round when it comes to the NFL draft, right? When it comes to the draft, I can kind of not really value a running back as such because I can pick and choose, combine them, and get a running back that I can use on first down, second down, and third down. But you do have those unicorns when it comes to certain running backs. And these unicorns are being locked down, right? So if they're drafted in the first round, they're locked down to a long rookie contract. And this rookie contract is basically what is kind of choking out the market when it comes to running backs. You even have Devin Cook, all right? He was a running back running over 1,000 yards is kind of stuck in the element now he's be considered too old when it comes back to running back age, right? So let's go back down the timeline a little bit. These kids are coming out, right, around the age of 21, 22. If they're drafted in the first round as a running back, they're probably locked in around 4 years, right? During that time frame, when that contract is up, you're roughly around, let's say, 25, 26. By that time, you're not considered a top running back, even though you have been producing when it comes to age-wise or years of running back-wise, you're considered an old pony, an old dog in the race. Crazy, right? And because of that, they're not getting paid. We even have rumbles in the jungle when it comes to the San Diego Chargers, right? And Eckler not getting paid in regards to him, and they're trying to figure out a system of which something should happen. Me, myself, I would kind of lower the yearly amount, not yearly amount, but the years in which a running back is signed. I would say instead of a 4-year contract, let's take it to a 3+1, right? Because, running backs, when they first get in there, their first year is not going to be their star year. It's really year 2, 3, right, that you kind of see. And, of course, you can get probably year 4 and 5 out of them as well. But as of right now, when it comes to running backs, the market is getting real stagnant. They're even moving tight ends to fullbacks, right? You have some blocking tight ends. And what also putting a hinder in the game as well? Quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are now more mobile. So now, right, you can use a quarterback as a running back in those type of situations other than using your running back. So it kind of sucks in regards to it. I want everyone to get paid, but that running back position is definitely taking a hit, and it needs to be resolved. So player union, y'all need to go ahead and get that situated because it's going to be a lot of gripe when it comes to the running backs.
Busted!
Next thing coming up on our NFL list is going to be the Madden ratings, right? Madden ratings has been necessarily coming out. My boy Donald, right, from the Los Angeles Rams is back in the 99 club. Right now, y'all probably thinking, why is he back in the 99 club? He didn't do much last year. You got to remember, Donald was hurt, right? Other than that, he's the most dominant D tackle we got. Something that kind of caught me for a loop though, Hassan Reddick he's up there in reigning, but he's not up there in reigning, and I don't really like that because Hassan Reddick was a nightmare last year for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I don't like how they're kind of necessarily not having them listed. They also have Cooper Kupp in there. You already know how Cooper Kupp get down. They have him down as a top receiver when it comes to short yard passes. We know that. That's a no-brainer. They actually got that right when it comes to that. But when we're looking at these Madden ratings, I think Madden is getting it right with most of our players here. The only roster I would say that's going to be of a hell of a roster in the trash can is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons team overall is not good. Quarterback is not good. Receivers is not good. I think you're literally playing with like a 75, 76% team, which is, like I said, they're going through a growing period, and they got to kind of grow with the growing pains. But my God, it really, really stinks. It stinks. Next thing up, when it comes up to the NFL, we're actually going to talk about the New York Jets, right? Jets, Jets. Now, if you don't know, the Jets necessarily have been bully-balled into doing hard knocks, right? A lot of teams been ducking and dodging the hard knock smoke, but the Jets were bullied because you already know why. Aaron Rodgers is there. The GOAT himself didn't really care to do hard knocks this year in regards to it, but the Jets came up with some stipulations in regards to what can be seen. Now, with the Jets, if you've never seen it before, there is a clip of an older player in which he's coming to the door, and he pulls on the door. He types in his code. He can't get in. He said, "I must have been cut." What the Jets has proposed is that they do not want us as fans to see players get cut because they say it's inhumane. Me, myself, I actually enjoy watching players get cut, right? Because it kind of gives that arc of a story that I'm watching. I'm like, damn, he keep fucking up. It's time to go, right? Like some players you be rooting for, and some players you kind of know the writings on the wall as they're going through their career. And just watching somebody get fired, we have seen it multiple times, right? If you've seen Trump, he's been firing people for years to come. If you've seen chef shows with Top Chef people, they literally been firing them. So don't be scared. Don't be soft. Continue the firing when it comes to Hard Knocks because that gives it the drama-filled things that we're looking for. If you cut the fire scene out, I'm going to be irritated because now I'm like, damn, what happened to him? And y'all done moved on with the storyline. I like to kind of bathe in the sadness when he gets cut because I'm like, damn, he was my favorite player. And honestly, me as a consumer, it makes you more attached to a player that was cut that you know did his job there. And you kind of follow the underdog to see if he gets picked up by another team. So, Jets, don't fuck up the formula just because you don't want to necessarily be a part of it. We want to keep the substance going, all right? One more thing before we get out of NFL. RESPECT. I need some respect on Jalen Hurts' name. And y'all probably thinking, why does he need respect? He hasn't proven anything. He has proven a lot. But this narrative lately of how they just keep dogging Jalen Hurts is utterly ridiculous. You have Dak Prescott out here talking about he's going to throw no more than 10 interceptions. Well, listen here, buddy. We already know that. Honestly, that's complete bullshit. We know you stink. I honestly think you're going to throw 20 interceptions, and I wouldn't mind going to Vegas and making a bet on you throwing more than 10 interceptions in the season because it's going to happen. You're not that guy. The Cowboys Cowgirls is going to continue to stink. I don't even know why I'm giving them respect right now. Let's go ahead and move down the river. Let's go to the New York Little Giants. We know Daniel Jones stinks. Instead of paying Daniel Jones, they should have gave that money to Saquon Barkley. Let's go ahead and keep on going down. Washington Commanders. Matter of fact, we don't know what the hell to call them because the commander names is going to go up in flames. They don't even have a quarterback. So put some respect on Jalen Hurts, right? We respect Patrick Mahomes. We respect Josh Allen, even though he keeps choking. Smoking Joe Burrow, he's good in my book, right? Lamar Jackson is solid. respect Jalen. You got to remember, y'all fearing Jalen. That's what it is, because that quarterback sneak been whooping y'all ass, so now you got to slander him. But respect that man. He deserves it. Hey, we gotta go ahead and pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about some NBA things, because there's a lot going on in the NBA. See y'all in a minute.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Welcome back. It's your boy, Leaveittobeav. You already know these are the breaks. And let's go ahead and jump into NBA Fast Break, right? We're going to jump right into NBA Summer League. And NBA Summer League, we went ahead and closed it out. And we went ahead and crowned a champion. It's going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? That team was necessarily held down by Iman Bates and Isaiah Mobley. Great young talent. Yeah, go ahead and clap it up for him, Cleveland. That's the last championship y'all going to see. All right, Summer League championship, because it ain't going to happen in the regular season or the tournament time. But Cleveland, this is for you, right? Them young cats went ahead and balled out, and they went ahead and beat the Houston Rockets. I will tell you this. If you didn't watch NBA Summer League, you missed out on a few players that you probably will get to see in the regular season, i.e. the Lakers. They still not showing my boy Castleton no love, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's nice. He's nice. I also want to go ahead and give it up for Houston, right? Cam Whitmore slided all the way down to number 20, which should have been the Los Angeles Clippers pick, right?
Boom.
But instead, we traded him for Eric Gordon, who's you know the drama. But anywho, he is necessarily the MVP for the Summer League. Now, when I tell you, this man was a standout player. Now, a lot of people keep thinking, how did he fall to number 20? I'm going to tell you right now, some of these scouts don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm just going to be honest, right? Players that they kind of deemed as untouchable or not as good be the main ones out here balling, going off the rail. And Cam is one of them, right? I don't know how they missed the mark with this, but it happens, but necessarily I hope he thrives in Houston, right? He's down there. You already know how I feel about Houston. It's the horniest team in the league, and I feel like they're going to go ahead and put some horny stats as they get going down the season and things like that. Let's go ahead and keep it right here in the NBA, and let's go ahead and talk about this James Harden saga, right? I'm just going to be honest, right? James, can you go ahead and look at me for a minute, James? I just want you to look at me for a minute. James, it's time to pull out the fat suit. Enough is enough, right? I want you to still stay as much as conditioned as you can, but I want you to go in the closet, dig out that fat suit, and do the shit you do so you can come home. because enough is enough, right? It's getting ridiculous. You got the GM for the Philadelphia 76ers, Morey. You know him and James Harden used to be tight because they used to be in Houston, but he came out with a statement today, and he literally uttered these words. I'm paraphrasing, folks, that in the trade, they want to get a player back that's either going to be a star player or a player they can work with to turn into a star. Let those words simmer. I'm going to say it again. They want a player that's either a star or something they can develop into a star. Maury, I don't know what the fuck you've been watching or what series of TV or drama you've been watching, but you're not going to get that, right? It's only one team in the horse race, right? James Harden said he wants to go to the Los Angeles Clippers. That means it took out all other teams in the NBA. If a player says he wants to go somewhere, take what you can get. You're not going to get a whole boatload of capital for James Harden if he's only signed to a one-year deal. This is not the deal for Paul George, right? Paul George has been there for some time, right? And that's how we got Kawhi because Paul George been there for some time. So that was unloaded. But the Clippers are holding firm, in which I like what they're doing because they're not unloading the whole house, right? And in addition, they're not unloading one player by the name of Terrence Mann. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Beav, it's Terrence Mann, so the fuck what? Get rid of him. The answer is hell no. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why the answer is hell no is because you cannot find a Swiss Army knife at a cheap rate as the Clippers have them. If you go ahead and find another Swiss Army knife, it's going to cost you a little more bang for your buck, i.e. Andre Iguodala, right? Just to name a few, right? But Terrence Mann in a trade is not going to work. Now, you probably think of his stats. He doesn't average that much. He averages about 8.8 points a game. His three-point shooting is not the best in the city. But you can't teach effort. You can't teach hard work. You can't teach a player that will lock down some of your best defenders, right? And also, too, when it comes time for them to step up and perform, I know the Utah Jazz have nightmares to this day of Terrence Mann. So trading Terrence Mann is not going to work. So I'm just going to lay out a trade for the Philadelphia 76ers, i.e. a Clipper fan, right? Marcus Morris, he's from Philly. He knows the Philly area. He needs to go home. Right, you could take Amir Coffey, a left-hander shooter. Right, he got lost in the back of our bench. You could take him too. You could pick and choose. I love Nicholas Bethune, and I also love Rocco. Right, Robert Covington. Preferably, I would let Bethune go, in which he can go. Right, and you could take some second-round draft picks and call it a day. Stop trying to, bend over one organization and get them for all they got. Because you got to remember, this is a rental. Who's to say James Harden is going to sign a long-term deal with the Clippers? And you got to remember that new CBA rule, a lot of teams are not going to unload draft picks like they're used to because the return of value of trying to get another star player in there is going to hurt their taxes and get them over the luxury tax in such a bizarre form that is going to hurt. So a lot of teams are going to start forming or necessarily, cooking up their players, i.e. the G League, or through the drafting and drafting so much youth, right? Look at the OKC Thunder. They got a stockload of fucking talent. And eventually they're going to have to start unloading it because that talent, after a while, you want to bring in some star pieces to work with and things like that. So, hey, Maury, get your head out your ass. Stop making a player more disgruntled than what it is, right? You basically just showing your ass right now. And get him to the Clippers. It's not hard to do, right? Steve Ballmer is easy to work with. You want me to pay you under the table? Just like we did for that Kia Forum deal with the New York Knicks on it? Come on, we can do it. Come on, baby. All right, man. It's your boy, Leaveittobeav. Hey, we got a few more minutes here, and we're going to go ahead and go on break. And when we come back, I got some good news for y'all in regards to LeBron. See you in a minute.
Nation.
Profanity
Nation.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Welcome back. It's your boy, Leaveittobeav, and you already know it's the breaks. So stop it real quick. Let's go to them. Go ahead and go to Major League Baseball, right? Angels, Shohei Ohtani. I'm just going to say this right now. There has been rumors that Shohei Ohtani is going to be out of there, right? It's a Ferrari in a mobile home location. And I'm just going to tell you this. Shohei Ohtani is selling out tickets. That man is the GOAT when it comes to baseball. And the Angels need to figure out how to get support around him because he is showing his ass in a good way, right? He's going crazy right now. I'm just going to tell you this. We're watching history as we're watching baseball. So if you haven't watched baseball, I'm a Dodgers fan, of course. You already see right here. But I'm going to show love to the Angels at this time and moment. Y'all got to go ahead and watch Shohei. Because I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to be bleeding blue very soon. I'm telling you that right now, it's going to be a Dodger. We got Big Bang Hanks over there. We got Magic Johnson. He's going to be going down the street like, hee hee.
Boom.
I'm telling you. Just listen to me. All right. Next thing coming up. Arizona Diamondbacks, right? The MLB is going to go ahead and control their broadcast from Diamond Sports due to Diamond Sports going bankrupt. So now the MLB is going to go ahead and control the broadcast in regards to that. What does that mean? Not too much. Just another network got to go ahead and pick them up.
He's an idiot.
And I'm just going to tell you right now, you see this right here? Infinity, right? I think the Arizona Diamondbacks should give us a call. That's all I'm saying. We can cover you. It'll be more fun and interesting. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'll see some shit I don't like. I don't mind telling the players things. We can squabble. It's okay. We'll be all right. All right. I want to go ahead and go to my breakout scene. And before I do, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my boy Money Mike, right? Money Mike, you gave me an idea, and he has his set on his show on Profanity Nation, right? When he's out of bounds. And I'm just going to tell you like this. As a younger generation cat, Mike, you out of bounds. And I'm just going to tell you how. 23 versus 6. Now, you're probably thinking, where am I going with this? LeBron James, if you haven't known in the news, he went ahead and changed his jersey from 6 to 23. Now, you're probably thinking, why does it matter? We got the narrative. He think he's Kobe. He thinks he's going to get both of his jerseys retired and all this and that, right? You can think of all those narratives. I'm just going to take it down to a simpler time and fashion. The kid from Akron, Ohio. When he was in high school, he wore number 23. When he was in Cleveland, he wore number 23. We looked at LeBron at that time when he first came into the league as a savior, right? He soared through the air like Michael Jordan. So he was our generation of Michael Jordan for younger kids, right? A lot of older generation was like, he's not the real 23. And you are correct. He's not the real 23. The real 23 has a sneaker line that's fucking dominating as we speak, as he's retired.
He's on fire.
He's making more money retired selling sneakers than he played in the NBA. So you are 100% correct. But for the newer generation, this is their Michael Jordan. And this is somebody that they look up to. Now, we can look at it as a comic book series or an anime series. When he left Cleveland, he left as a villain, right? All the world was shattered, and he wore number 6, the number that he wore when he was with the Team USA. And his terror in Miami was, I would say, the villain orc. He was down there causing havoc and didn't give a fuck of what he was doing. But once a hero that, his heart turned dark for a minute and he turned back over to a good leave, he went back to Cleveland as what number? I'm going to let it simmer for a moment. You got it, number 23. The kid from Akron, Ohio, won a championship for Cleveland wearing number 23. Again. Now, let's kind of rewind it a little bit, right? Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan actually wore number 23. I think he also wore 45 for a moment when he came back, and then he wore 23 again. So I don't see too much of a comparison, even though Michael Jordan did do that for one whole team. But LeBron, he wore 23. He won it for Cleveland. This is for you. But then he left again. He left and he transferred to number 6 with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, looking at this, right, we're kind of looking at LeBron going on the back end of his career. We are excited to see him come back. We already kind of know a little bit. He's waiting for his son to get done with college so he can necessarily play with his sons in the NBA. But he's switching back to number 23. I'm going to tell you right now, fans, we are watching the end of greatness. He's going to leave how he came. He's going to leave as the hero of the NBA. Our Michael Jordan, this generation's Michael Jordan, is going to part with the NBA very soon. So when that farewell tour hits, right, it's going to be as the newer generation of 23. It's going to be a sight to see. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you think that the Jordan and LeBron debate is going to end, it's never going to end, because you got to remember, as you see this line down the middle, you got 2 different generations. One generation is not going to come off their stoop. The other generation is not going to come off their stoop, because they both are valued as their idols, right? Like a newer generation don't even look at LeBron and none of them. They look at Curry as the guy, right? Me, myself, when I grew up, I loved Jordan, right? I slander LeBron, but I don't not say he's not the greatest, right? You know who was great to me? Because I like violence, right? Rasheed Wallace. He will whoop your ass all day long and then shoot threes and talk about you, right? Another one, Reggie Miller. Talk shit. Hey, New York Knicks, you remember this? I know you do. Terrorized you, right? Straight terror. So, when we're looking at this, I'm just going to tell you right now, y'all. Y'all looking at greatness. Greatness is slowly coming to an end. Let's go ahead and end this debate for right now. Let's just appreciate how much time we got with LeBron, because it's going to end very soon. So just be ready for it. But outside of that, I'm going to leave you with one more thing. It's going to be breaking the rules. I'm throwing it out of order, but I'm going to leave this one more thing. AI photos. Cut it. AI photos are getting out of hand. I'm telling you right now, stop being so goddamn horny. You're out here being horny. You're thinking what's downstairs and not what's up here, what God gave you. He gave you a whole system that can process shit way better than what's right here. I'm telling you, it's no way you should be getting scammed by a AI picture with big boobies. It's the scariest shit I ever seen. People are losing it. They sending money and they like, how did I get scammed? You couldn't tell it was fake. He's an idiot. They have a page. I think it's like a sex page for Christ or something like that. And you think you're gonna be going to church with a bra and lingerie on? What kind of freaknik shit is going on in this church? You know it's not real. Get it together, people. Stop being so horny. Sex does sell, but not in the house of the Lord. My God. Hey, it's been your boy Leaveittobeav. I'm going to tell y'all, man, I had a blast with y'all, man. You can follow me at Leaveittobeav31 on Twitter and Instagram. And if you miss me, right, tune in on Sundays, right? We Don't Make the Rules podcast. You can follow me there, Pacific Standard Time. Other than that, y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Peace.